Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking, and thank you so much for being here. Saturday the 6th of November of 2021. I do wish you a happy birthday if you're celebrating your birthday. Scorpio season. Not an easy season. Scorpio, we know, is ruled by Pluto, and we're in eclipse, post-eclipse time. We've just had a new moon in Scorpio, which has been a very challenging new moon, and I haven't been doing anything really concerning work or readings because of my own loss. It just seems to be loss after loss recently. I hope that you are not dealing with the literal side of Scorpio, but Scorpio can be poison, can also be healing. Let's not look at only the negative side of Scorpio. Scorpio is very transformative, but something has to leave us, to die, to wither away, so that we could replace it with something new. Anything that has run its course, it's time to be replaced by something new. Now, this new moon hasn't been easy because it was in opposition to Uranus. Everyone, Uranus in Taurus, the new moon in Scorpio. So what surprises or shocks or uncomfortable situations have you been in? I'd love to hear your comments. Thank you for your condolences. I lost another, like an uncle relative who hasn't been well for a while now. Seems like Spirit wanted to release him it was his time. May his memory live on. And the same goes for those of you that may be dealing with similar matters. Anyway, so I'm here today, 6th of November, Saturday. Let's see, with the messenger is here. Let's see what the energies are like, because we're always reading the energies, right? Hermes, the messenger of the gods, brings us the messages. Mercury's just ingressed into Scorpio, and Venus has just ingressed into Capricorn. So they're at 0 degrees. They're at 0 degrees, and so is, well, the north node of the moon is at 1 degree of Gemini. So we've got God's finger pointing towards fated events concerning Gemini energy, which Gemini can speak to decisions. Yes, it can speak to any matters of learning, communication. Anyway, let's see what the tarot says. I might just do an astro update for you today. Tomorrow we'll see how we go, because the astrology is very, very important at this time. So Spirit, what's going on? Where are we? So we've got the Knight of Wands, Sagittarius, King of Wands. So the Knight of Wands matures and becomes a King of Wands. Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. Okay, Sagittarius is more prominent here. We have the Hermit. So Virgo, we've got lots of mutable energy, changeable energy, the Hermit. Okay, Virgo, so someone's been quite retrospective, or they're doing that now concerning matters of creation, passion. Mars has also ingressed into Scorpio. That's a lot of, that red, that color of passion. I do see the King of Wands many times as a Scorpio energy as well. So it could be relating to this new moon, the energy of the new moon. Either someone's coming out of retrospection, they've been looking for answers concerning business or what it is that they wanted to create or to achieve. But let's see, because the Hermit does speak to someone who's grown, matured. This is someone who's quite wise. Maybe they're seeking actions, seeking how to move forward. Okay, since they've gone through a maturing process, either seeking through other means, so looking for wisdom through others, professionals, or maybe doing the homework on their own, looking for answers, trying to read between the lines. Yes, it is a lot about communication, of course, with Mercury now having ingressed into Scorpio. And Scorpio, we know, is very passionate. It's very deep. Even though there's a lot of mysticism, someone's looking for the answers. Okay, mysticism, secrecy. Now, with Mercury and Mars in Scorpio, there is, there could be information coming through, a lot of depth concerning an intimate connection, someone's desires, their deepest desires. And maybe the Virgo energy here with the Hermit. Remember, the Hermit comes just before the Wheel of Fate, which is a card of timing as well. So someone's ready to come out concerning their desires of the past, or something that they were working on or taking action towards. So there is communication here. Remember, Mercury goes very deep in Scorpio, and there is a lot of passion with Mars, as Mars conjoining with Mercury soon. But, with the season of Scorpio now, it's not going to be an easy season, because, Scorpio squares over to Aquarius, where we've got Saturn there. Let's see. And remember also that Uranus is in opposition. So there's going to be revelations, quick changes, shocking events, major shifts. Okay. Wow. So Taurus and Libra energy here as well. The Empress does speak to manifestation. It speaks to a seed that's being planted maybe now. Or the Empress does speak to abundance. Remember, Scorpio is also a money house. It speaks to a lot of riches, whether this is financially speaking or emotionally. We know the Empress is very nurturing. She's very creative. She's very providing. Okay, she does speak to a lot of abundance, expansion. She's a 3, remember, major arcana. She could denote a mother figure or someone that's just very creative. Now, if this is concerning business, we could have a partnership here, a power team. If this is a romance, then I do see a lot of fire here, and the ability to, with Venus having stepped into Capricorn now, to, through hard work and through perseverance and patience, because the Empress needs to be patient to give birth. With Venus having moved into Capricorn, something could become real. It is cardinal Earth, so there is the potential to take the action, to want to start something, a seed maybe that was planted in the past. Maybe we're coming up to the realization of that, because the Hermit is a 9. Remember, 9s are ending, the 10, which breaks down to a 1, which would be the Wheel of Fortune, which can speak to abundance, whether it's emotional, psychological. It can speak to truth as well, truth concerning matters of love and things that we love. Venus, that's what Venus is. So through hard work, integrity, and patience, whatever it is that we're hoping to acquire, to receive, it's that time where Spirit asks for us, yes, there is action. It's time to take action. It's not time to be stagnant. Okay, the potential is here with the Empress. And we've got the Queen of Cups. This could also be a love triangle. Or we could be talking about 3 people, a mother being in between 2 people. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Queen of Cups can speak to love. Remember, she's very intuitive, very nurturing, very similar to the Empress. Very intuitive indeed. Queen of Cups holds that Ace of Cups, doesn't she? And I do see her as Scorpio, so this could be talking about the time of Scorpio. Knight of Pentacles, again, the Virgo card. Knight of Pentacles, this is stuck energy, so we have been stuck for whatever reason. Remember, the Knights are all about action. This Knight, we've got 2 Knights here actually. Now, the general energy here says that there's been stagnancy, there's been no movement, because someone is looking into the details, studying a situation, whether they can either move towards what it is that they desire, and that can speak to physical travel. Some of you could also be at a distance or dealing with a foreigner, where you need to communicate through social media. These are Cupid's love messages, or taking action, or fire. These messages are hitting the spot, hitting the target. So it looks like a good time for communication. I feel that the stagnancy could be over now. Remember that the Knight of Pentacles, he's a knight, he's not taking action, he's earth, and earth is very slow moving. He needs to look at the details, cross his T's, dot his I's, and he's planning, he's strategizing for the future, for something long term, which what comes after the Knight of Pentacles is the King of Pentacles. So I don't know if you're dealing with two different people, or this could be just, you know, the energy. Because the Knight of Pentacles, and we're not there yet, the Knight of Pentacles would be the most experienced, more mature king of the deck here. So obviously if that is the case for you, in the past this person was showing up as much more sexual, much more fiery, more about driven by their desires, right? They were showing their sexual side. But on a metaphorical level, the communication now, and be careful, because I mean this can speak to pregnancy as well, literal pregnancy. On a metaphorical level, it's time to plant that seed, because someone who was showing up as very fiery, they were doing the work, they were driven, very driven. Fire is about life, right? But there was a stagnant moment here. Remember, this is a major arcana. It's up to spirit whether we can move forward on something that we desire to create or not. Obviously there was, and this can speak to someone growing spiritually. This could also speak to a spiritually inclined connection, telepathically inclined, where the potential is here, the love is here, the ability to manifest is here. And the Queen of Cups does speak to having the creation, because remember that Scorpio is all about death and resurrection. It speaks to something having ended or transformed, maybe taken on new form. So we're not quite at the King of Pentacles yet, who would be someone who could be a father, a boss, someone who's very dependable. Right, it looks like the Divine Feminine is showing more up as more loving and more sacrificing, giving from the heart, whereas the Divine Masculine was more about the desire and the practicality. So I do feel that there is a sense of merging, but it's going to take a little bit more time, everyone. Let's see what the Karma Dharma is. And we've got the Chariot, and this card keeps showing up. The Cancerian energy is very potent. In my last readings, always we keep getting the Chariot, which is a number 7. It does speak to conflict, but it also speaks to being driven and doing the work to overcome any obstacles, moving towards what it is that we feel is our wish fulfillment. And matters of home are playing a big part. Matters of home, motherhood, and our emotional, financial security. Remember, Cancer is the child that needs its mum. It needs to be provided and nurtured. Cancerian energy is very homely. So maybe this is the transformation or the change that's going on, that there's more stability. We're growing towards that. Even though there are challenges on the way, decisions. Remember, we've got 2 Sphinxes here. North Node in Gemini. Difficult decisions. Choosing between two situations, 2 people. Not being able to make one's mind up. We've got the Divine Feminine here. We've got the ring, so it does speak to marriage, commitments, maybe even a difficult cycle. And we've got the birds, which can speak to excitement. It can speak to news coming through. Birds can also speak to transitioning. And what I feel here, and again, we've got the nest, which speaks to someone's home. So it's very relative to someone's home or past matters, or anything to do with feeling safe and secure emotionally. So there's a sense of excitement, but also nervousness, a bit of stress with the birds. Okay. Now what I see here, for some of you, this could be the case. I mean, we've got the divine feminine who maybe has turned her back on a marriage. There will be news, or she could be in preparation. I don't know. Someone's building a nest here, and the birds, again, I said, does speak to transition, but also gossip. Okay. A bit of worry, a bit of anxiety. Maybe she's turned her back on something because she's sacrificed a lot. Or there's nervousness, or there's the potential. Maybe this has got to do with a relationship from the past. The potential of this vicious cycle may be changing as the work is being done. There is a sense of transitioning here with the birds. We've got news that comes through. So whatever messages, news, quick messages coming through, a lot of quick communication. The messages will be deep, they will be transformative, they will be maybe even something that someone's been holding back on. Now, remember, Scorpio is, we're going to be intimate, emotionally, physically, otherwise it cannot happen, right? Scorpio needs to merge physically to how can I say it? There needs to be depth. There needs to be total depth. The Scorpio energy is we get intimate, we share everything on all levels. You're either in or you're out with Scorpio energy. And remember, with Uranus right across in Taurus, it does have a lot to do with our values, whether we feel safe and secure financially. Can this relationship, this situation, this business, partnership, can it stand? I feel that that's what the Hermit is. And the Empress is a yes. It can stand. So there's news that's coming through which is going to make someone nervous. And there's the clouds a little bit with the worry or the tension or the nervousness, maybe even some details that could be missing, or there could also be trust issues. Remember, Scorpio can speak to trust issues. And we've got the child. So it will work out. There is the divine masculine, incredible. So it does have the potential to work out because we've got the child. It's a number 13, which is also the number of Scorpio, the death card. So yes, the third person could also be a child, or this is a new beginning. If there's no literal child in the picture, even though we've got the Empress, I mean, she could be a mother. She could be connected to this King of Wands. But is the King of Wands heart in this? He's facing the past, as is the Queen of Cups. So I don't know how it will speak to you personally. There's so many layers here. But yes, there is nervousness. There could be tension. But we've got, again, their backs. I mean, the divine masculine is now looking towards the future. Okay. But yes, this could be a situation that's relative to the past and now maybe even moving towards the future. At this point, the divine masculine is looking towards the future. And there will be a window of opportunity and luck coming through. So, 11 and 7 is 18. 21, 22, 28, 32, and a 1 is 33. So it's a master number, 33. Threes do speak to the Empress and does speak to expansion, everyone. So let's take a Moonology card. We're heading towards an eclipse, a lunar eclipse that we're having in Taurus. A lunar eclipse, which is a full moon. I will be doing a special video on that. Do join us on Patreon as we do look into the astrology very deeply. We look at the details much more closer. Lots of work that goes into the videos on Patreon. Thank you for your support, those of you that are supporting Divine Debut. So what's going on emotionally? What's going on? How is the moon affecting us? We have step out of your comfort zone, North Node. Exactly, everyone. Remember what I was saying at the beginning of the reading, that we've got a sextile 60 degrees from Mercury at 0 degrees of Scorpio and Venus at 0 degrees of Capricorn, right? That's a nice aspect, and they're both connecting to the North Node in Gemini, which again speaks to decision, but also, remember, North Node is someone getting uncomfortable. Are they getting uncomfortable about their truth because they've been in hiding? See, there's been a lot of confusion with the Seven of Cups, and we've got the Queen of Pentacles, very similar to the Empress. She's the minor arcana. This does speak to a mother. We do have someone here, an earth sign, could be Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. Virgo, Capricorn, I would say more than likely, so it's got a lot to do with something long term. Okay, there's confusion. There could also be an age difference for some of you. If we've got a divine masculine, divine feminine, well, the divine feminine could be the more mature person here. And we've got the Five of Swords, which does speak to difficulties concerning the past, conflicts. Let's look at this Queen of Cups, which is the outgoing card. Queen of Cups, very similar, water sign. Queen of Pentacles, earth, so very feminine, very femininely inclined. Earth and water signs are more strong within their feminine energy. So we are stepping into the matriarchy, everyone. The yin and the yang. The yin, which is the feminine archetype, is starting to become stronger, and that does speak to love. At the root of the of any situation where there is feminine qualities, it's all about being very motherly and providing and sacrificing. So we've got Constanza, something unchanging, Ten of Cups, something unchanging. So I would say something that there has been love, or there has been a sense of happiness, or someone's stayed very true to their emotions, even though there were blockages or other people involved. The blockages could have been time as well, or other matters concerning home. Now we've got news coming through, Lettera, and it's the Two of Pentacles, which does remind me of someone trying to make a decision or being very busy. They have got a lot on their plate because they're hoping to move towards a certain trajectory, even though it's challenging. Could be a new home, could be just doing anything that is possible to take them to where they're going to feel more safe and secure, metaphorically, physically. Could also speak to travel, obviously. And we've got the Belvedere, which is the Three of Cups, everyone. So the possibility for someone coming in, either traveling, or either you could see your ships that are coming through with these energies playing out. Someone, you're waiting on someone's arrival, or the arrival of a message, or something that's going to bring you a sense of celebration. Someone is getting out of their comfort zone. They're moving towards their calling. Fated things are going to be playing out this weekend. Now, of course, this message will be important for you when you receive when you see this video, when you receive the message, okay? So it'll be different for each of you. 3 and 3, 6. 6 is the Lovers. So someone could be making a choice concerning choosing between two love options. It is a head of a heart decision. Someone's listening to their heart. At this point, we've got more heartfelt energies here. So let's see what the gods have got today. And the card has come through. It almost fell on my lap. And we've got Hades and the underworld. Wow. Oh my goodness. So you may be dealing with someone who's got strong Scorpio, the underworld, and Hades. This is Pluto, everyone. Number 16 does add up to a 7, which is the Chariot. But 16 is also the number of the Tower card, which means there's a major shift. There has been a death. This is the underworld. Remember, Mercury, Mars, and the Sun, they're all with Hades right now in the underworld. We are going deep. We're using the stethoscope, microscope, whatever you want to call it. We're going deep. Someone is literally coming maybe even out of the dark night of the soul. That's what Hades, Pluto can speak to as well. Let's quickly read about Hades. Number 16, which equals a 7. Once more, 7. 7 can speak to July, so a Leo, Cancer, Leo energies as well. This could be relating back to July. Or, as I said, it could be also speaking about now, the time of Scorpio. So number 16, underworld, the underworld. The myth, Hades is the son of Rhea and Kronos. He is the ruler of the underworld, the land of the dead. The underworld is a deeply complex place described by poets as having many areas throughout that make up its totality, including Tartarus, which was an equivalent to hell. The Elysian fields reserved for the virtuous and heroic souls, similar to heaven, and the asphodel meadows, where the indifferent and ordinary souls are said to dwell. In mythology, the underworld is a vast, complex, and well-guarded landscape. It is common for many myths for the hero to take a trip through the underworld. A rescue is made, a sacred item taken, reunion is made with loved ones, treasures are uncovered, a death is followed by resurrection, or one of the countless other scenarios that unfold through the hero's journey take place in the underworld. Now the message here says, it is in the underworld that shadows live. All things hidden or lost hide in this realm. One of the most powerful and usually hidden things all humans harbor is fear, and this subconscious fear often rules our lives. Through journeying into the underworld, we have the ability to uncover the subconscious drives that rule our lives and bring them into the light so that they may be transformed. The treasures that can be gained through this process are innumerable, but one of the greatest is the attainment of true freedom and self-empowerment. This is a time for you to be truly honest with yourself. What is motivating you at this time? Are you living in the true essence of your being, or are you tricking yourself out of life? Sometimes facing your true motivations or self-illusions is a horrifying thing to do, but once done, true power is returned to you. The appearance of this card in your spread indicates that you may have been lying to yourself without something that it is now time to face yourself honestly. Change is necessary at this time, and going through this process will liberate you from your self-imposed chains. And if you are not liberated on your own, if you're not able to bring the liberation by yourself, Hades, Uranus, Pluto and Uranus and Saturn, the gods out there, they're going to, this is spirit, this is whoever it is that you believe in, when we have such potent energies as Scorpio, whether it's a small transformation, death and transformation, something small is leaving your life, or something that is very deep, very much about your being. Is it a family member? Is it someone that you love dearly? Whatever the situation is, remember that whatever's going on in the ethers, the way the planetary movements are playing out, it's like, as I've said many times, it's like God playing chess with the planets. We know that above the planets, above those energies, is God, is our highest calling, whatever you want to call it. You want to call it spirit, you want to call it God, Buddha. It's the power of the creator, whoever your creator is. So, and we know that whatever goes on with the planets up there, as God's playing chess, at some point, we have to either make smart moves, and that's what's going on in the ethers as well, because yes, the gods, they're clashing together. All of 2021, we've had that Saturn and Uranus square, which has been affecting all of us in many areas of life. I was thinking today, this new moon in Scorpio, well, I know where it affected me, but it doesn't only affect you in one area of life. See, that's the thing. With the astrology, think of a pinball machine. Back in the days when those beautiful pinball machines, which I loved to play when I was young, remember that as, the pinball hits a certain area, then it's catapulted, hits another point, and then it's just bang, 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 bang. And it goes, it's one thing leads to another. It's like a domino effect. That's how I see the astrology. And when we talk about the energy of Scorpio, because we've all got Scorpio somewhere in our chart. We've all got Taurus somewhere in our chart. The axis Scorpio, Taurus, which is where the nodes are going to transition at the end of the year. We've all got Taurus, Scorpio somewhere in our chart. But, it doesn't only, even though they're the axis of money, Scorpio is money from other sources. Taurus is what I own, my values, my money, my building, my home. This is what I own and what I love, Taurus. Remember, Taurus is ruled by Venus. If, depending on your rising, you've got Taurus and Scorpio in a different area of life, but it still will affect your money situation. It will also affect the area of life where Taurus and Scorpio is for you. Now, I know for some of you it can be quite confusing. Do join us on Patreon, where we go into many more details about how this works. I show you examples if you are interested and if that is something that you like. So, everyone, we've got strong water energies here. We do have some air, as I said. Gemini is strong, and Gemini North Node obviously indicates what's opposite, which is Sagittarius. Remember, the nodes are on this axis, which this axis speaks to our communication, learning, teaching, philosophy, short distance, long distance travel, siblings, neighbors, uncles and aunts. So someone's had to or is stepping out of their comfort zone. They are going into the underworld. They're digging deep if it's on a personal scale. Because remember, what's going on in the sky is not only affected collectively, affects the world at large. We see it all over the world. It also affects us as well in our own private and personal lives. So we are going through, we're in the dungeon right now. Expect a lot of hidden details, a lot of hidden information, collectively and personally, to come through. And Scorpio, remember, is intimate. So it's a time of intimacy and learning about maybe even skeletons that have been in the closet. Why has someone feared getting intimate, emotionally, physically? What has blocked them? What has stopped them? you know. That's what we could be finding out at this time. So I think I will leave it there. Thank you so much to all of you. Let's take a couple of love messages and we'll leave it there. But I want to thank you really, all of you, for your understanding for the monthly November videos. One thing just started and then another and then another, and I just haven't been able to do them. And, you know, sometimes life takes you where it pleases. You've got your plan, but Spirit has other plans. So I'm going to be working on those in the next couple of days. Now, it is flu season in Greece. We are in autumn. We're getting sick. We're getting colds. We're getting the flu. So I'm just hoping, because I've got a couple of family members that are very clogged up, you know, sinuses and all that. So I'm just hoping that I'm trying to keep up my vitamin C, do that. Hopefully I'll be well so I can get those readings out to you. Let's see what's going on for love. What's going on for love? What are the messages for love? I want you with me. I want you to be mine. I can't live without you. You are my other half. I want to give you everything in life to make you happy. Wealth is not important to me. Wealth for me is connecting to me, to my other half on a spiritual and emotional level. Nothing else matters. And we've got a 15 here, everyone, which does equal a 6 again. Now, 15 is also the devil. So that is the blockage. That is the blockage. But remember, the devil is also Saturn, which we can actually see that the hard work or the blockages haven't stopped someone from moving forward. This was a very important and long-term connection, whether it's business, any sort of a connection that it is. It does speak to having gone through the difficult time of Saturn, which Saturn is doing things traditionally. But remember, with Uranus squaring over to Saturn, yes, the traditional, the status quo, Uranus will take care of the status quo and will bring the differences, the changes, and the newness, the doing things differently. Someone who's been very traditional, didn't want change, they're doing things now differently. They've been pushed to the limit. They have to make the changes, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing this video. Thank you so much for liking, for joining us on Patreon, for commenting, sending you all lots of love, lots of light. Namaste, everyone. Talk to you soon. Love you all.